Hi YouTube, so right here again. This is part 2 of that card I was making. I brought up some things like some dimensionals, and I brought up a couple of stamps that I got from, I don't know where I got these from. I may have gotten, this is Michaels. Both of these are Michaels. Here's some Distress Oxide ink. I was going to see what that's like. You know, I see all kinds of techniques all the time. I'm actually looking for my ink, different ink than this, but I'm going to use this one today. I don't know what I did with my other one that I really want to use. I have Touch Cool markers from AliExpress. This one is baby blue. I don't know what color that is going to come out to be. This says geranium. I got it because it was red. It's to color these things in. So we'll see how that turns out. This one is lemon yellow, and we are working with lemon yellow. And the last one is a Touch 5 marker that is purple. So that's what we're going to be working on. So we're going to put this card to the, well, not all the way to the side. I have these daubers here, and I'm going to take one of them out. And my intention is to take and kind of go around the edge of this white paper. So let's see if I get that pretty good. Oh, sorry about my hands. My hands look really dry. I've been working on some things, so I apologize for that. Now this is some ink that I bought it a while ago. So let me see, can I get it going here? And just want to ink the edges up a little bit. Just ink them up. If you don't have ink for your project, or you only have one kind of ink for your project, another awesome way to make contrast is to do some stitching. And we might do some stitching here on this card today. I'm not sure. We're going to be looking at it. Let's see how it can turn out. We're going to try. So I don't know. I know everybody doesn't start off having all these products in their arsenal of card making. But I'm just going to show you what it looks like if you do this, if you're able to. Yeah, that does a nice, makes it look a little nice. Okay, there's that. And so you see that it makes a contrast. Now, the other thing I wanted to ink with that was this flower. I also wanted to do this like that. Let's put a little something on the edge as much as I could where, you know, I can get in there. And that makes it have a little contrast as well. I'm not going to do that on the other ones, but I'm just going to do that on this. Try to get in there. Just ink up the edge a little bit. It just does a little contrasting for you. It won't make it look so, you know, sharp and hard. This is more pleasing to the eye. That's why we do that. Okay, I think that's all up for that one. And I'm going to put this back, and I know that I used that on the Distress Oxide ink. Now, we're going to get off into some stamping next. Stamping is what we're doing next. And so, before we assemble the front of the card, because I'm using this other ink, this is going to take a minute because of the fact that I hope that you all can't see this humongous mess I have on this table. Oh, just making one card, you just make a mess. Okay, so we're going to put that over there to the side. We're going to put this over there to the side for a moment. And I'm going to work on the inside of the card. Now, what I'm going to work on this paper right here, I told you that it was going to go inside. And in order for me to have a sentiment in there, I wanted to put this sentiment in, and it says, "You're a true gem." And the front of my card is going to say, "Just because." So that's what we're working with. All right. So I don't know if you're new to stamping. Usually, when you free stamp like this, I'm going to hope and pray, and I really mean that, that this comes out nicely. And so I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to get in the middle, and I'm going to let it down. And I'm just going to hold it there for a moment. Tried to be in the middle as well as I could. Come straight up. Okay, see that little mess there? I can't do anything about that. So, you know, we'll figure out what to do about that later. So that was the first thing. That's this. And I want this to get dry. And, you know, I think because it did not stamp as well as I wanted it to, in the future, I will use I have a stamp press, and I think what I'm going to do is take this off of here, take it off, and then that way I'll be able to use it inside the machine, and not machine, but the stamp press. But anyway, ignore that little bit up there at the top that didn't come out right. And what we're going to do is use a marker and get that together, okay? So sometimes when you have an accident like that, the best thing to do is turn it over. That's what we'll do. We'll turn it over, and we'll do it again. That's what we'll do. Let me get me a little paper towel, because what happened was the ink, if you could see that the ink went too far, right? And this is kind of a soft stamp. It has a very nice cushion under there. So if you press too hard, that's what you get. So let's try not to get that again. We're just going to try to get things inked that's supposed to be inked. Put a little bit more ink on there. When you don't stick it, when it doesn't happen right, you just do it again. Okay. Now we'll try once more, and down. Come on. You just do what I ask. Get all the words and everything. Boom. Ah, see? That's what I'm talking about. So, if you make a mistake like that, and it happens that way sometimes, just turn the paper over. You don't necessarily have to go get a whole nother sheet of paper. You don't have to do that. Just turn it over. Usually, we like to clean our stamps with baby wipes. And, you know, that keeps them together. But I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I start coloring any of that in, because I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. I'm doing all of this, guys. I'm doing all of this for the benefit of you seeing how you can make a mistake. And, you know, stuff happens. Stuff always happens when you're doing something like this. Stuff happens. So one of the things that I'm going to put here, I'm going to put this just because on one of these. That's where my sentiment is going to go on the front. And this is kind of different, but I'm going to do it that way anyway. So I'm going to take the same black ink. I'll take this. This is called Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo dye-based ink. And just, if you don't know about ink, dye-based ink dries rather quickly. Pigment ink does not. It takes a long time for pigment ink to dry. And so you have to be careful with that. Now look at that. That turned out just fine. I'm so happy about that. All right, the inking, those things are done. Those things are done. Let's just put this over here. Now, back to the front of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this card down. And I'm going to be using this Barely Art Precision Glue, okay? Because that's what I have close to me. And that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to just squeeze it out. And I have the tip on there that is kind of the bigger one. I need to buy a smaller tip again because I don't know what I did with it. Very disorganized crafter. Don't judge me. That's the way it goes. You really are just supposed to have fun. That's really what you're supposed to be doing when you're crafting. You're supposed to be having fun. You're not supposed to be doing all this stressed out stuff. You're just supposed to be having a good time. So I left a little bit of like a quarter of an edge around. And see if you can see how that turned out. That turns out really nicely. Really nicely. Quarter of an edge all the way around. Let me see. Let me get this together here. And this Barely Art glue does give you a little wiggle room. A little bit of wiggle room. I try not to mess up the front of my card by just rubbing, because you know you have things on your hands and you really should have baby wipes next to you when you're working with this stuff, but I don't have that with me right now. I don't, well, you know, I just don't. And I really wanted to make this video, so I'm very happy to say that okay, just because, let's see if we can put these back the way we had them. We had this one here, like that, like so. And, you know, what does that look like if I turn it this way? You know, I don't know. What does that look like? Let me see. I'm really like, I'm just really experimenting with this card, guys. I know you might think I planned it, but I didn't plan it. I just picked up some things out of my craft room and said, I'm going to do something with those. So I don't really like that. I'm going to turn that this way. Yeah. We're not measuring. We're not measuring today. We're not. We're just having fun. I like the way that looks. Yeah. Uh-oh. I got a little sequence situation going on this table. And because I was making some sequence mixes for my friend. She doesn't have too much sequence, so I was trying to create some sequence mixes out of the sequence that I have. And I got some little butterflies in there. You know, sequence is a thing, you know, if you're making a shaker card, you can use that for that. Or you could just take one of them out at a time. You can do whatever you want with that kind of thing. All right. Now that we know where everything goes, we're going to glue them down. And we're just going to start by gluing these. I'm not going to make these things have dimension right now. I think I want the flower to pop up. That's what I really want to happen. I hope my head is not in the way. So we're going to start like that. We're going to do this one first. Yeah. And that looks pretty good. And then we'll do this one. And guys, you know, when you're crafting and trying to video what you're doing, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Let's push this down. That might be too much. Because, you know, you're trying to keep everything where you guys can see. And then you're also trying to make it even. And I hope that's even. I pray. Yeah. Also, make sure you know where your card opens at. I can't tell you how many times I put a card together and then it was backwards. And then I said, oh, well, okay. So you have to do something when it's backwards, which is like either cut the front off of it and start over. Or, I mean, just get you a new card base. I mean, it's not a total loss. It's interesting, but it's not a total loss. Okay, we're going to put this one here. I think that's sufficient space between. Now, normally, what you do is the bottom and do the bottom first. I didn't do that, so let me do that now. We're going to do the bottom first. And then after the bottom, we will do the middle. That's how you do that. Listen, if you're getting any content or any inspiration from this card making tutorial today, please smash the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Make a comment. I mean, you could tell me I'm not one of those people who don't know how to take blessed and constructive criticism. You know, I'm just starting with this channel. Even though I've had a channel for a long time, I'm really just starting on the part that is my passion, which is to teach other people how to craft. You know, and we all have our ways of crafting, but it's really more like, just get some of these techniques I have. You know, I watched many YouTubers over many years. I've learned many things, and it's just about having fun. You know, crafting is an outlet. It's the place you go when stress is there and you want to do. I think I got that a little crooked, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Now for this, what I call my little focal piece, because I really like this. What I'm going to do, sit this over to the side, let that dry a bit. I have these, what I call dimensionals. They come from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree in the automotive section has these little individual, they break off into little individual rectangles. They're very sticky, but we don't want our card to fall apart, right? So we could put a little glue on them. And I kind of use a lot because if I was going to ship this card off to somebody, I would not want the card to cave in, you know, where there's no dimensionals. So I make sure that I have them strategically placed where there would be none of that. Okay, so now when you get to a place like this, you just cut it in half. And I'm just going to cut one in half. And then I have sufficient amount to sit. Oh, maybe I need the other half of it because it's kind of, okay, hold on. I'll put this little part here that I cut off, if it lets me. All right, so here we go. Right here. So it won't fall down, see? And you'll know, you'll get the hang or the feel for how many to put in there and everything like that. I don't know what that is, a little piece of hair, huh? Well, I don't want you. I don't know what that is, where it came from or what it's about. But, all right, now we're going to cut another one. And you guys, I hope that this is helpful to you in some form or fashion. It's very hot I'm in my kitchen right now because I didn't want to be down in the craft room, so I just didn't want to be down there at the moment because, you know, it's a situation where, you know, craft rooms, they need to be cleaned up every once in a while. And today I wanted to make a card I did not want to clean up. So here we are. We're always cleaning our craft rooms. Now, see that little thing where it bends like that? I don't like that. So I'm going to put another piece there because I don't like the way that moved, and that means that it would dent in if I didn't put something there. So I'm going to put something there. And isn't it starting to look good? I think it's starting to look good. I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, but I like it. I like the fact that the sentiment is right there in addition to that. And I'm not going to do anything to that sentiment because it's already yellow. And, you know, if it was white, I might color it in, but it's not. So I'm going to leave it. And so we just pull these things off, make a little, I need my little tiny garbage can I keep up on the desk. to keep up with that kind of stuff, because you can have all kinds of little tiny pieces of paper everywhere. I mean, when you're crafting, that's what happens. People that don't craft don't really understand the situation. But I hope that you all are learning something from this channel. And I hope it'll inspire you to just get out a couple of sheets of paper, get out a paper pad that you have. You know, we have paper pads. We have so many of them. Even if you have a Dollar Tree paper pad, I said, you know, I saw something that inspired me, and I said I was going to do it. And I'm going to create a card using nothing but Dollar Tree items. I think, you know, it's not hard to do, because Dollar Tree has stepped up their game with the craft section. There's so much in the craft section now. So much. They have stamps in the craft section. I did buy some of those stamps, so I'm going to use those. All right, here we go with the center. Here's our flower piece where we want to start. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. All right. I don't know how y'all feel about that flower thing, and I don't know how I feel about it either, now that it's on there. I just think it's cute, and we're just going to keep it at that. Yeah, that's cute. There we go. We have a sentiment on the front. We have a focal point, and then we have all these pretty designs all around. And now that's the inside of our card, and we need to work on that. So we're going to put the card to the side right now. I'm going to drink a little of this Pepsi. Kind of watered down now. Now we're going to go for the middle. This is our middle. And I told you, not our middle, but our inside, where we can write our note and everything. So just remember that this card says, just because, and it says, you're a true gem. All right, so I'm going to use this as a guide, and let's see if I can make these jewels look. And I'm using this end of the marker. There's two ends to these markers. I got these markers from AliExpress. There's a chisel tip. I don't really use that, because that's like if you're doing something really big, or if you're going around the edge of something. So this one is the one that's red. So I'm going to color that. I don't have any good coloring techniques. I wish I did. But I mean, you know, it'll happen one day. If you want to be an expert colorer, there's so many people on YouTube that will show you how to color. And I had given up on it at one point, because I said, I can't afford those Copic markers. They are like $8 a marker. And I was like, oh, no. I mean, you know, to start off, I wouldn't do that, because if you don't know how to color like that, I mean, that's a lot of money to spend on something and you don't really know what you're doing. So I went on and got these little ones from Wish. Oh, no, not Wish, but AliExpress. And they work fine for what I can do. And some people are extremely wonderful artists. And, you know, for those people, those markers are probably great. And they probably can tell the difference between... Now, look, this is my focal point. I mean, this is my stamp. I hope you guys can see that. Let me see. Let me make sure you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. All right, so we're just coloring in these gems. Okay. And trying not to make a mess of it. Yellow. Okay, oh, that's the wrong end. We'll go to this end. And I'm going to turn this way. You know, a lot of times you mess up your project because you have things turned in the wrong direction and you're touching things. And so I am going to attempt to not do that. And these markers are working quite fine for me, for what I can do. I like it. That works out nicely. And then the last one is this purple gem here. And this Touch 5 is from AliExpress as well. Please excuse that noise. It's from AliExpress, and I was trying to get a whole set of them, but then what happened was I got these Touch Cool markers. I don't know. You know, they have different names for stuff there. All right, this is a little deeper than the color that's on that stamp. But this is the purple I have. So this is the purple that I'm going to use. There's no... Do you think it's like a rule that you have to do things, all these things in a certain way? I don't think so. I think we, in creative land, we could do whatever we want. It is kind of dark, but hey, who cares? I think it's beautiful. All right. So today I've used markers. So far, this is what kind of tools I've used. I've used markers and I've used stamps. And I've used glue, dimensionals. And what else have we used? We used glue. We used this glue, this Bearly Art glue. And it's pretty good. Let me just say about Bearly Art glue. I know everybody's heard of art glitter glue. I love art glitter glue. But the problem is, if you fool around and forget that you're supposed to order that glue before it gets cold outside, you're in trouble. Oh, Lord, this stuff gets hard fast. Oh. Come on, don't do that to me. All right, that's better. You know, you must always put your pen back into the glue. All right. Now, I don't know. I think I want to, let me see if this, what color is this? I don't know what color this is. Let me write on something. All right, that's a little black. So I want to do this. I don't think you can really see what I did, but I did it anyway. All right. I'm not going to mess with that. I do have a marker that I would like go over the letters with. But for now, we're just going to leave that because we're kind of doing a basic thing. But if you have any questions on how to make things, if you stamp and it doesn't come out the way you want it, you can leave that question down in the comment below. And I will try my very best to answer that question for you. All right, so now what we're going to do, now that we've done that, also I want you to know that these markers bleed a little bit. These Touch Cool. As you can see, they went straight through. That purple one didn't do it, but this one, the blue, red, and the yellow one did. They're all the Touch Cool markers that you get from AliExpress. I can't remember how much I paid for them. It's been a while. I have, I don't know how to link things yet, but I can tell you that they came from AliExpress. So if you look up alcohol markers on AliExpress, you should be able to see them there. All right, so now we're going to put this inside. I do like this glue too, because you can get it even when it's cold outside. And also, it does not wrinkle your paper. That is very important to me, that the paper is not wrinkled. You know, because, let me smooth that out a little bit. I don't want that to be running all over the place. I don't like when glue comes out of the inside. Okay, now, here we go. Also, if I could say, I'm going to talk to you about the kind of paper, this white paper that I used. I try to use 110-pound paper. I like that a lot. I like for paper to be sturdy when I am making cards. I don't like flimsy cards. I don't like that at all. And I'm just taking this paper towel to make sure that the glue is spread around real good in here. And so that's the front, and that's inside. Okay, and now something that I do, because I have a stamp of my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the punch again, and well, let's see. Before I do that, I don't know, I got to make sure it fits. I think it does. Okay, so what I'm going to do first before I punch it, because I like to let people know that I made the card. Pardon me, I have to pick that up. I threw it on the floor. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep our card right here where you guys can see it. And now what I'm going to do here is I have this stamp, and this is my stamp, and it says created by Saray. And I like to put that in the back of my cards because, you know, I like for people to know that I sent the card. I like for them to know it's my handiwork. And so I'm going to use this ink again, this black ink. My favorite color is purple. So I usually try to stamp purple on here. But in this case today, I'm just going to do this. Okay? I'm just doing this because this is a tutorial. And I like for you guys to just get the gist of what I do. And hopefully it will be helpful to you. And I'm going to put that in here and try to get it straightened out as much as possible. And inside let's see, can I get it inside? Now usually I use a different shape, but today we're going to use this one. Okay, that works out pretty good. Pretty good. And I'm just going to put that on the back of the card. That's all. You know, I just noticed that this is some really nice paper. And even on the back where it's white, it is very nice paper. So that's that. That's not perfect, guys, but it is done. All right, now I'm going to do a few little tiny things to the front of the card because I think that it can work to make it look a little bit better, okay? So I have this sequence mix here, and usually I have a pokey tool that helps me, but I don't have that up here today, so I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm just going to put these little sequence out here so I can see which ones I want to use. I'm not going to put a lot out there. So I think, I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, you can't answer me because this is not a live video, so I don't know why I keep saying that. But you can tell me in the comments below. All right, here. I like this color. So I'm going to put that there. And then I like this one. And I'm going to put it here. And is there another one? Well, let's see what gold looks like, because gold, no, I don't want the gold one. So I need to go back in my little, oh, I have 3. There, I'm going to do that. So that gives it another little contrasting bit, you know? So we're just going to put a little dot here. And we're going to put the sequence down. And normally, as I said, I would use a pokey tool, but I don't have it. A little shaky today, but I'm having fun. I like to have fun with my crafting. Crafting is fun to me. It's like it was born in me or something. It's my favorite thing to do. There we go. And I'm just going to use this pen, the top of this pen, to push it down some. And this glue dries clear, even when you have too much. Like if you could see that, I got a little bit too much glue there, but it dries clear. So when it's dry, we won't see all that. And so now I'm just going to clean up around this a little bit here. And this is it. This is the card for today. I hope you enjoy watching. And everyone be blessed. And again, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And thank you so very much for watching. Everyone, my subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers, the crafty, people with the crafting heart. We're the crafting heart people. That's who we are. Crafting heart. Bye.